Hello lads and lassies. I'd like to tell you a little story, if I may, about a very fantastic, strong Corkonian woman called Mary MacSwiney. Now, she was the sister of Terence MacSwiney, who was Lord Mayor of Cork, and they were both instrumental in the fight for freedom in Ireland. Now, Mary MacSwiney was co-founder of Come On Man, which a lot of people just think is like the female version of the IRA, and it's not. Okay, so Come On Man was set up because the men, the husbands, the fathers, the sons, the uncles, the brothers were all dying, okay, fighting against the English. So the women decided that they needed to take this upon themselves, much as we're doing right now. History repeating itself with our ancestors, and I really like that, right? So the women decided we need to do something here. They stepped up, right? And these brave, courageous, intelligent, brilliant women imported arms, and they got them into the country, and the women took to the streets. They took to the streets and said, no. Now, they stood up, they protected their family, and that's when everything changed. Everything changed when the women rose to power. People took notice. People listened. People saw how incredibly serious this was. Now, Mary MacSwiney was there in the Dáil when the first constitution was written, and she was instrumental in providing the importance of the role of women in Ireland. Now, she made sure that her presence was there to tell everybody, and that it was written there in the constitution. The thing that they fought for, the thing that a lot of them laid their lives down for, they fought to have the word woman recognised and put in the constitution. Do you understand that? Okay? They fought and recognised the role of women in society. Now, all this faff that the government is feeding you left, right and centre, oh, this is to, so women don't feel, whatever word they want to use. Listen, we all know we don't feel any of them, okay? We don't. The words that were put into our constitution were to show the recognition of the role of women in society, right? And the recognition of the role of women to the state. When women choose to stay at home, when women choose to raise their families, when they choose not to go to work, when they choose, and that the state would back them on that situation. Now, at the time, this was all highly recognised because they saw the role that the women had in the rebellion. I mean, they fought alongside the men, alongside them shoulder to shoulder, just as I'm sure many of us would now. The government has tried to fool you, tried to make out like they're doing some sort of feminist act by having this shit show on International Women's Day. I promise you it's not. It is just another stunt from them, thinking that we are a shower of Amadons, that we will buy into this bullshit and see what's happening. There is no place in the Constitution that states that the woman's place is in the home. That's not what it says. It recognises the role of the women to the state. Now, there is senator after senator fighting that this has been trying to rush through. There's been no democratic process. There's been no debating. It's a shit show. And I think we can all be in agreement that the only reason that they would try to rush something through, something that nobody's asked for but them, why is that? Why have they asked for it? What do they want to do later? What way do they want to twist it later? With their there's very vague words in that bill, by the way. Very vague words that I do believe in future times can be open to interpretation. And I do believe that they will be able to twist it into whatever terms that they will suit them, will suit their agenda at the time. Do you get me? So I feel that this is a very self-serving bill to a very self-serving, oppressive government. And there's a reason they're doing it. Nobody else can figure out why. So don't be fooled. And please, please exercise your right and vote no. Mary MacSwiney, along with many other brave men and women, fought for the life you have now, the rights you have now, and the titles you have now, and the recognition you have now. Some of them lost their lives in that fight, and some of them were willing to lose their lives in that fight. Please don't let that be in vain. And please be enraged at the audacity of those entitled pipsqueaks standing inside in our house of power telling us that they can change the laws and the lands and the life that our very souls are built on. Fucking neck of them.